Hello everyone, this is AJ the One here. How are you all doing? I'm doing fine. Today I will be doing what if Obito and Naruto swapped. So in other words, they're just born, or their places of birth are just swapped around. So to start off this with the what if, immediately I'll have to talk about each of their backstories. Now to start off with Naruto's backstory is about the same almost. Basically when, like, as we all know, the seal on Kushina is weakened whenever she's pregnant, or whenever she gives birth, better to say. So basically when she gave birth, Minato and a few others were there to try and conceal the Nine Tails from releasing. Excuse me. To try to contain the Nine Tails. But Kushina will end up dying from giving birth to Naruto. So due to this, due to this, oh my god, I'm stuttering so hard already. Started the video. Basically what would happen, because Kushina died and they didn't want to lose the Nine Tails, they would have to temporarily release it. To basically seal it inside of Naruto. So at this point, everything would basically go the same, but Minato wouldn't end up dying from the Nine Tails. He would end up surviving and sealing it away. It would be a lot more harder without Uzumaki chains, but the fact that Hiruzen already made a plan as soon as Kushina died. Hiruzen already had a plan to go send out like messages or orders out to people so they could get ready. So I would say yes, Minato would end up surviving. After this point, Naruto's life would have mostly been the same. I don't know which ranking. Also, Kakashi would still be his friend. He would be he would actually be on the same level as Kakashi, maybe even stronger, but along those lines, I think like Naruto's life would basically be the same. I don't remember if Obito was a Genin or Chunin when they had the bridge mission, but I'm gonna say that he was a Chunin. Chunin. Anyway, Naruto would still have feelings for Rin, and he would have basically a Sasuke relationship with Kakashi. But anyway, things would basically go the same. Rin would still get captured, even though Kakashi and Naruto are still around the same. Or Kakashi would say that he would want to leave to destroy the village. Naruto would actually end up giving the same quote that Obito did to Kakashi, and Naruto would walk off. Obito ended up following. They ended up taking out the two shinobi, but when the rocks were falling, on top of them in the cave, Naruto would still get crushed. But there's a difference. Kakashi does not have any eye to get from Obito. His eye would just be hurt. But anyway, they would end up escaping, and the same would end up happening. Rin would end up getting impaled by Kakashi's Chidori. And I would say also Madara would, I don't know why I skipped all of that shit, damn. When Madara ended up finding Naruto, he would know that he's not only the son of Minato Namikaze, aka the Yellow Flash, but also B, the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. He wouldn't end up taking the Nine Tails from Naruto. He would end up trying to groom Naruto to become evil. So he would end up telling Naruto his ways and his plan. Naruto ended up refusing because, what's the best way to put it? Minato sort of instilled that type of teaching into him. So Madara not even wanting to waste time with that. He would just use a Genjutsu on him to basically make Naruto think that Minato hated him because he's not only ate the Nine Tails, which almost killed him and killed a few of the people in the village, but also because Naruto, or because Kushina died giving birth to Naruto, and Madara makes Naruto thinks that Minato blamed him for that. But on a better note is that not a better note. Also, another note is that he would be under the Genjutsu for so long that he would actually think that was true. He would think that would be actual fact. That Minato had hated him because of the fact that Kushina died giving birth to him. After a little while, this would be actual fact for Naruto. Naruto would actually end up healing the injuries on his own, but he would still end up using the White Zetsu to help him out with it. When Naruto would get a full recovery, he would end up almost resenting the not only Minato but also the Leaf Village, because they also would still treat him lightly bad because he was the Nine-Tails. But basically, Madara would try to give Naruto the Rinnegan, and the procedure would be a success. Actually, no, not even yet. Not yet. Naruto would take the same road as Obito and go out to find Kakashi and Rin. He would end up seeing Rin get impaled as he would get enraged as he would activate his one cloak form. He would rush around one-tailed cloak form as he would rush around killing all of the, I think it was like mist or rain shinobi. It was one of them. As basically in the end of it, it would basically be the same scene. Naruto would jump off to go find Madara as he would end up confirming that he wanted to go through with his plan. As this would be when Madara would officially break the Genjutsu on Naruto, and Naruto would know that Madara would be under his Genjutsu, but like I said, he'd been under it for the longest time, so he would still assume that that's probably what Minato thinks. But and also another side note is that Madara would try to give Naruto the Rinnegan, but the fact that as soon as Naruto tried to do a singular jutsu, he basically lost all chakra from it. He couldn't even use another jutsu after that point. As soon as he did, like for example, Naruto could do one mediocre almighty push, and he would fall to his knees. Because Naruto is so young, he would decide, I'm just gonna go and find another Uzumaki to give this to, as that would be Madara's instruction, as he would still give it to Nagato. But to move on to Obito's backstory. Obito would literally have the same exact childhood, a little different, as he would basically be taken care of by Sasuke's grandma, as because he would seek attention from the other Uchiha clan members. So because of this, he would end up seeking attention from them all. And the person to give them that attention would be Sasuke's grandma. Or was it aunt? No, one of them. So because of this, Sasuke would actually end up getting more acquainted with Obito. So Obito would basically almost have a brother figure within Sasuke. Basically, on the day of the massacre, the reason why Obito would survive and Itachi wouldn't just kill him is because Itachi would think that because he not only killed their parents, but also Obito, his grandma, everyone, he would feel like that Sasuke would end up leaving the village for power. But the only suspicion is, or the only concern is, that Itachi would have is that he went to the wrong person. Itachi's first thought would be like Danzo or maybe even Orochimaru, but if Sasuke isn't strong enough, then when he goes to them and he just gets either his body taken, or just gets manipulated by Danzo to just completely submit to him, then it's basically no point on what he did, and he basically killed his clan for no reason. So he left Obito alive to basically almost be like the clutch, almost like our blockade for Sasuke to go evil. Basically securing a way for, if Sasuke does go evil, then he'll think about it for a second time, or he'll think about getting stronger before he would leave. And during that time, Obito would have probably already convinced Sasuke to not go. But beyond that point, Obito's life would mostly end up being the same. Uh, he would have a crush on Sakura about as much as he had his Rin. He wouldn't be like Naruto constantly asking on dates, but it would be almost obvious that he had a crush on her. He would actually have very decent grades because Sasuke would basically be not drilling it into, but like when Obito and Sasuke were found alive, Sasuke would basically almost not convince Obito, but tell Obito if they're gonna kill Itachi to avenge their clan, then they need to train up. So Obito would actually be significantly stronger than he was in canon, and so would Sasuke. So far as smarts, it would be number 1 in class for Shikamaru, 2 Sakura, 3 Sasuke, and 4 Obito, and then the rest will fall into place. Actually not. No. I would say that far as strength wise, like an ninjutsu, shuriken, taijutsu, Obito would be around 2nd to 3rd place. But as far as smarts, I would actually say that he would be in the middle of the class. Retcon on what I said as him being 4th place. Retcon that. No. He would actually be around like middle to high mid of the class. But besides that, his ninjutsu, shuriken, his ninjutsu, taijutsu, and even his chakra control would actually be pretty good. So because of this, we would get to the day of the graduation. Obito would easily do the clone jutsu, so would Sasuke, Sakura, and the rest of the class. So because of this, who would be bottom of the class? I would say Kiba and Izuka. So it would be Sasuke, Uchiha, Kiba, and Izuka, and Sakura Haruno. And that's something that I've also debated on if I wanted to put Obito on the team or Kiba. I'm going to say Obito, because Kiba's sensory is really good, so they decided to put him on the sensory team, as it would sort of balance it out: the tactician, the fighter, the sensor/fighter, and also the same thing for the but it was sort of mess up the balance, but it would sort of mess up the balance for Kurenai's team, as it would be 2 sensors and 1 fighter. That wouldn't make sense, so they decided to put both of the Uchihas on the team and Sakura. Boom. A reason why Obito and Sasuke are on the team. So after a little while, Obito would truly be talking with Sakura and Sasuke. Sasuke would be a lot more kind and a lot, bro. Who keeps? Like, damn. I'm so confused. Hold on. I'll be back in a second. My bad, y'all. It was truly nothing. It's just people next door walking around. I've wasted too long on that. Probably too silent. But anyway, what was I? Right. Obito, Sasuke, and Sakura would just be talking amongst themselves, and when Kakashi would walk in, he would simply say, "You all," or my first thought or introduction on you all are pretty normal / boring. He would say that. They would go to the roof. They would see their likes, dislikes, and hopes and dreams. Sasuke would go first. He would say the same thing as canon, but there would be a different as he would look over slightly and be like, I guess, Obito. My dislikes don't really have anything. Well, actually, no. He would say, I dislike a lot of things. And for my hopes and dreams, it's not a dream. I'll make a reality. I'll bring back the Uchiha clan and kill a certain man. Obito would sort of stand up like Naruto, and instead of moving his glasses up and down, he would move his Well, yeah, I still think Obito would still keep the goggles. So Obito would just move the goggles off of his eyes and look Kakashi in the eyes and say to him that his name is Obito Uchiha. He likes Sasuke. I feel like I don't know if Obito would have enough confidence to say that he would like Sakura, like that, like Sasuke, Sakura, blah blah blah. So he would probably say some food, sitting around training he dislikes, blah blah blah. Or no, he would actually say I don't dislike a lot of things. As he would say his hopes and dreams, he would hope to his dream is to become Hokage and put peace throughout the world and bring back the Uchiha clan and help Sasuke with his dream to kill a certain man. Sakura, also something else, Obito wouldn't be as popular as Sasuke, but he would still have like a small fan club amongst the ginormous Sasuke one. I would say Sakura is a diehard Sasuke fan, so. But like he would be like, that was kind of cool, I guess. But also something else, Obito and Sakura would actually be friends, unlike Obito and Naruto. Not Obito, Sakura and Naruto. But Kakashi would say the same thing, as in canon. Don't go to the training grounds tomorrow and don't eat or you'll puke. The same thing will go on canon, but when they would go for the training bell test, we got 3 minutes for the training bell test. When they would get there, Kakashi would say the same thing as when they would start. All of them would end up leaving into the forest. Obito immediately wanting to make a plan with Sasuke, as he would try and go out and try to find Sakura to lead him to Sasuke, as he would know where Sasuke is. Kakashi would end up sitting out in the open, as when out of nowhere, I would say around 5 fireballs would go flying at Kakashi. When Kakashi would see this, he would basically see this as like a way that Obito revealed his location. Bet. Also, and doesn't matter. Somebody will make us some head canon. Mitsuki, Kiba. Yep, Kiba, Mitsuki. That all would be the same. Actually, no. Kiba actually would just be last of the class. So Mitsuki would probably end up getting away with the scroll or getting caught by some shinobi. I would say some random shinobi. But anyway, back to the bell fight. I'm assuming a lot of people. I'm a rant at the end of the video. Boom. Anyway, 5 fireballs would be launched at Kakashi, and Kakashi would end up dodging all of them individually. As soon as this would happen, Kakashi would end up dashing over in that area to try and catch whoever did, but he would not actually end up finding them, as he would look confused. And while he's rushing through the forest, when he dashes past a tree, he would end up seeing Sasuke right there, flashing through the last 2 seals of the fireball jutsu and launching it towards Kakashi. Kakashi would end up stopping and jumping backwards from it, and as soon as this would happen, Sakura ended up popping out of the back of the tree, or from behind the tree, to try and end up grabbing the bells. Kakashi only focusing on her would end up grabbing her arm and putting her under a genjutsu, or actually no, would attempt to. But as soon as this would happen, Obito would fly from over top of a tree and throw a flying kick at Kakashi. And before Kakashi could actually properly put Sakura under genjutsu, Kakashi would quickly look away from her and put up a hand to catch Obito's kick. When this would happen, he would end up throwing Obito off, sending Obito flying into a tree. Sasuke would end up throwing actually a couple of shuriken and kunai at Kakashi, and Kakashi wouldn't even get a chance to throw Kakashi would actually get an opportunity to put Sakura under genjutsu. So because of this, they would end up basically fighting through the forest for a few more minutes until Obito, Sasuke, and Sakura would end up stopping basically would end up stopping for a few seconds, as they would basically be moving out through the forest only in one direction. As soon as this would happen, Obito and Sasuke would look over at each other and flash through a quick pair of hand seals and shoot off a fireball. And as they would both shoot off a fireball jutsu. As soon as this would happen, Kakashi would basically end up shooting off his own fireball jutsu. But as soon as launching off his own fireball jutsu, them both colliding, exploding in smoke and flames. But as soon as this would happen, he would hear a click of the he would hear almost like a fizzing or spraying type noise. As soon as this would happen, he would hear a click of the teeth as everything around them would just explode. As Obito would end up using, what's that move that Konohamaru used? Like, something, basically you flash through hand seals, you shoot out ash from your mouth, and when you click your teeth, you end up lighting the ash on fire. So, because of that, right, damn, I'm sort of stuttering here. So because of that, whatchamacallit, Kakashi would get completely caught off guard. He would end up not getting hurt. He would, blocking it would be a word. Yeah, blocking it. He would end up blocking the blast, but he would end up blocking the blast. But shit, wow, why do I keep stuttering? He would end up blocking the blast. But when this would happen, when he fully got a recovery, he would realize that he didn't hear a jingle when he got back up. He would look over to his side and end up seeing that the bells were gone. As he would end up seeing a pair of almost incinerated bells over next to a tree. As Sakura would end up walking from behind the tree and grabbing it. She would end up holding out both the bells in front of Kakashi until she would end up dropping them because they're hot. And then, after that, holding them both in each hand individually. I mean, not in each hand individually. She ended up, cusping them both in her hand. As she ended up walking over to Sasuke and Obito, showing them off that she got them. Kakashi would get up and praise and tell them that they all passed. Tell them the importance of teamwork and all the other stuff. They would all end up cheering as they would end up going to Ichiraku Ramen. As obviously Obito would like ramen, not as much as Naruto, but he would like it. And also since Sasuke isn't much as an emo as he is in the canon, he would also end up agreeing to go as well. As this is where I'm gonna end this video off here. Now to get on the rant that I wanted to say. I'm gonna be double uploading today, so I'll be uploading another video. It's either going to be part 3 of What If Izuku Was a Belmont or part 2 of What If Deku had Chakra. I end up flipping a coin to decide. But the rant that I want to say is that I think I need to well, this might be obvious to some, that I need to write down the things that I say or the ideas that I have. Because I end up catching myself I didn't explain this, I didn't explain that. Okay, so I need to either A, write down everything that I need to write down everything every idea that I want, or basically proceed into just have everything that I want to say in front of me. So yeah, either way I gotta write down something. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that now. So yeah, no more just butting into random things in the middle of fight scenes. But that's about all I want to say. Please like, subscribe. This is AJ the One. Share, comment. Have a nice day.